Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Dusk.
Radiant team pick. Queen.
Dark Seer.
Dire team pick.
Lena.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Spirit Breaker.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I speak for the trees.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Nothing.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Necrophos.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you, Slacks. That was Amazing. It's the only word I can think of. And I feel like, Sunshine, by the way, with Synderin, I feel like in homage
Hero cooldown time.
of Slacks, we should just talk about Omni Knight the whole game. What do you think? He's not even in the game, but we can still talk about how he fits in the lineup for each specific team.
Yeah.
Slacks might as well be the third member on this casting.
I mean, we could do that. But then we need to discuss what hero he would be replacing in the draft as well.
Yes, of course.
So, I don't know. I just want to say, when Slack says he's 25th best Omni Knight in the world.
Yes. I did not believe him, actually.
Did you check his Dota
I actually
buff?
checked.
Yeah. That is not an official list. He's probably bottom 10 percentile.
It's the same thing when I brag about being, I was 6th with Centaur at one point, now I'm like 200th. But I just stopped playing Centaur at some point. I mean, this kid just grinds and grinds and grinds. And I mean, you got to take into account also the fact that nobody actually plays the hero. So it's a very limited pool of people. Also keep that in mind for sure.
That is true.
So NiP versus CIS Rejects. This doesn't mean a whole lot for CIS Rejects, but NiP, they have a decent amount of line as the courier.
You mean vice versa?
What did I say?
You said it doesn't mean so much for CIS.
Yeah.
If they win 2-0, they actually have a chance to get...
I thought they were completely out.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Let me check again.
Yes. By all means, Alt-Tab while I cast by myself. I appreciate that. We literally just talked about this, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, and I actually told... Let me see. Yeah, they did lose 2-0 to... No. If these guys 2-0... No, they have no way. Never mind.
So as I was saying, before you rudely interrupted me, CIS Rejects have no chance of being top 2. NiP, on the other hand, I think they're guaranteed top 2, but number 1 is not guaranteed until they get... it depends on what happens with Monkey Business, if I'm not mistaken.
If NiP win this 2-0, they're secured number 1. If they get a draw, they could tie with Monkey for first, and they drew for that as well. So then they technically would have to rematch,
right?
For seed. I don't know if that's a part of the rules or not, but
nobody knows what the rules are, Cinder. In this, we're just winging everything.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, the whole 3 points for 2 wins makes a whole lot of sense in a series of 2 games, right?
It's a very good way of avoiding tiebreakers and rewarding teams that do. How to say it? It rewards you more for being good against a specific team than it rewards you for just being stable.
Oh my, that actually was not nearly enough damage, but Goret's now on the run as the Tusk off lane. And top lane, we're going to have a lot of Ion Shell damage being a part here. Vanscore on the run, gets off the LSA. Arts. How do you say Arts or Artes?
I think it's Arts.
Arts. All right.
It's very nice of Goretz, though. He has actually changed the way he writes his nickname so that you can't miss.
Yeah, finally. Well, we actually started pronouncing it correctly, and then he actually just does this now. So
now we're going to call him Gorech, as we used to.
Yeah.
Is that just to mess with him?
I thought it was him that actually told us to pronounce it that way. I guess not.
Goretz?
No, like the Gorech.
No, that was me.
Okay, you're just trolling as usual.
No, not.
Is this for real?
I was just guessing.
Are we? Is this a pub game? I feel like this is failed. Cliffs Weekly, brought to you by Sir Action Slacks. What? This is very efficient farming. As you can see, Nature's Prophet does a lot of damage. Gets the baby Centaur, and he's going to be working on this guy for quite a while. We can come back to him in a few minutes.
They picked this Prophet, and they picked Necrophos, and then Necro realized he couldn't do Ancients. That was their strat all along. They wanted to do double AFK farm. And now their strat doesn't work.
What do you think about that change? No Heartstopper on Ancients.
I think it's great.
It's great for pub games,
but... And it wasn't being used in competitive anyway, so who cares?
It was technically viable, and as long as you don't get ganked.
It was technically garbage.
All right, if you don't get ganked, you're saying it wasn't viable. Is that right?
How would you not get ganked?
Shot? Because you're playing against people like Strax and who only play Omni Knight. Well, Vanscore is going to be the first blood as Ion Shell's continuing to do a ton of damage. Always want to fight. Gets off his cliff and then just dies to the Ion Shell. Ends up being a trade of sorts, a 2-for-1 at the current moment.
Should have stayed on the cliff, I think. Prophet. Basically just gives them a... well, if he didn't show up, Arts wouldn't have got the kill. Oh, Jonas? Oh, he's not going up enough. This is enough.
What level is that?
He's going to drop down to 25.
25? Alright, I'm going to say 16.
He's dropping to... Okay, it's not hitting him yet. 50.
Alright, not even close. Good.
Yep.
That is the new Death Pulse, by the way. Quite powerful. Buffed early game.
Why did it disappear?
It didn't. It was just inside him for a little bit. Didn't quite want to tickle inside him all the way, if that makes any sense. Alright, so apparently got some lag.
It might have been lag that made the projectile disappear. I mean, it sounds...
That could be. I mean, it doesn't look like anything's lagging for us.
Uh-oh.
Iceberg, a little bit of trouble. Limp on the run. Takes a couple of right clicks. Handskin doing a nice job of zoning him out. Limp's going to be able to get that rune in the top area. Heard a Nature's Prophet teleportation off his cliff again as the Ion Shell getting another kill as Limp's stuck inside the Sprout. Blinks out of harm's way, always want to fly. A second death from the cliff. Hasn't learned his lesson yet, unfortunately for him. Giannis Fan on the run with the Surge. Vanscore and Goretz really want to go on this, but it's the Hanskin again with the charge. Double kill for the Ion Shelling Darkseer. And that's 3 kills in the blink of an eye in favor of NiP.
What's going on?
It's a pub game, man. This is like an all-star match. It's gonna be real fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha.
Alright, he's maxing Teleport and Sprout. He hasn't skilled Trance. Oh, it's good. At least he's stacking the jungle for his Necrophos. So he can go to... No,
I think he's just showing... He's trying to make a representation of what a pub game is usually like with Nature's Prophet. This is based... He knows that Sir Action Slacks is here casting the game, and he wants to show Slacks, this is the new hero for you, man. Instead of working Omni Knight, go for some Nature's Prophet on the cliff.
Sir Action Slacks is pretty decent with Omni, right? He's like 4,500 MMR?
No, he's terrible.
Alright, he says he's 6k.
Yeah. Not too good. 6k, my ass. Oh, we have another Sprout from Always Wanna Fly.
Low cooldown,
stuck inside the Sprout, and there's the Reaper Scythe. And away the Fat Cow goes for 50 seconds. Sonic Wave used on Arts. On the run takes a Shadow Strike. LSA completely misses. Wall is just there for visual effect, if nothing else. And away they run. And another Sprout onto Limp. Blink is going to be up in 1 second. Doesn't have any mana now. Uses the Scream of Pain. Shackle not going to connect. And away he blinks. So after all that, only 1 death, and I mean, we're seeing the power of the Reaper Scythe so far on the sidelines. As there's the Nightmare into Avalanche.
Did the same thing again.
Toss combo, Goretz taking the Brain Sap, pure damage.
I guess when you have auto attack after spell usage on, and you cast Toss on the target who's slept, you immediately try to attack it, so you sleep instantly. That was the 2nd time in a row that Era gets hit by the Nightmare.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I think either you have to wait until the first pebble of Avalanche is hit so that he breaks Nightmare and then you toss,
the first pebble.
Yep.
I was going to bring up a reference, but maybe not.
Pebbles?
Oh, you actually know it.
Yeah.
Very good. I was really excited when they changed
some Hontrash references from.
Hey, there's a lot of Hontrash left on in Dota for sure. But ever since they changed the toss mechanic, where the closest unit gets tossed, it's helped Tiny out quite a bit. Meaning he doesn't necessarily need to have IO in the game to be useful. But expecting him to pick up a Blink Dagger as his first time, he's going to take a charge with the Ion Shell doing more damage. LSA does connect along with the Dragon Slave on 2, and that might be enough to force them out. As Limp coming in, Shadow Strike on the Arse. They're going to focus on Lina though. Vanscore in a lot of trouble. LSA misses, and he looks to be dead. Gets off 1 more Dragon Slave, but not going to help him in the end. Oh god, Goretz actually finds his way on the other side of the Bane.
Again. Oh, this time he waited.
He learned.
He noticed. He just created a little more distance.
Yeah.
So he wasn't close enough to auto attack after the toss.
So going quite well for NiP. Do you prefer NiP or NiP, by the way?
Yes.
In CS it was NiP, so I mean back in the day at least.
It was? Don't they call him NiP now?
Well now they do. But this is like more old school references.
So I'm guessing that they...
Like we don't want to be associated with Mont Nips, essentially.
No.
Charge onto Windrunner. And he's actually going to go for it. Doesn't have his ultimate yet, so it's just going to be more harassment than anything else. Zones him out, bottom rune is available, and Air is going to pick it up. Bounty rune.
Yeah,
I expect Blink to be the next item.
He got the bounty rune, you're right.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why you said it out so clearly.
He got a bounty rune, by the way. It's very useful on Tiny when he's playing safe lane. Gets a little extra farm, a little extra XP in case you didn't realize.
Oh, that's good. On quite a few heroes, I think.
Yep. And Quap has the regeneration rune. If you weren't aware of that, what that does, it regens your health and mana over time.
Is this the noob cast with Purge?
There's also a neutral creep named Roshan that drops Aegis. I had to explain this so many times to TI.
Huh? What's that?
I had to explain how Roshan works so many times. So,
oh yeah.
And I have some scars emotionally from both that and Razor.
All right, so let's be serious for a moment here.
Why?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, I think CRS are screwed.
Great, thank you. I could have said that for God's sake.
Yeah, they haven't drafted that good of a lineup, and they are losing the early game. They're down 7 kills. Their Necrophos is actually getting decent farm, so that's pretty good.
He has shreds. What's he go for in this scenario? What's your build on Necro?
Looks like Atos is the choice here
Oh, God.
with the Vitality Booster. I think it's one of the only heroes in the game that this item is regularly good on.
What do you like more, SNY or Atos? I know you're a real big fan of both items.
On Necrophos?
Just in general. yeah, SNY and Necro, of course, is great. I mean, come on.
SNY is way better in my opinion. Generally.
So you've changed your opinion over time.
I never liked Atos that much.
All right, do you like SNY now, though?
Yes. I think it's a good item.
Boy, you've just been brainwashed, haven't you?
Because the thing I always said was I'm really not a fan of SNY when players get it like past minute 30, and I'm still not a fan of that.
I wish we could go back and just look at your cast, because I don't remember that.
At minute 20.
I think over time you've added that as like an excuse.
A clause?
Yeah, like, by the way, what I meant was 2 years ago when I said this, but... Nature's Proud. Well, he's level 6 now, so the cliff jungling has worked out quite well.
He has
His death's
skill
not so much.
I wonder what made him change his approach to the game. If it was because he felt like the cliff wasn't safe anymore, or if he figured that maybe...
The cliff is never safe, man.
Oh, yeah, maybe the shockwave is a little scary. That's a good point.
Oh, nice LSA on the surging Darkseer. He's going to take a Death Pulse and a Reaper Scythe, and bye-bye. Sonic Wave on 2, though, the counter initiation from Limp. He's going to try to find Vanscore, but the LSA does clip him. He's going to live through the day. 1-for-1 exchange right now as Arts and Tusk finally find the Quap. It's a 2-for-1. Arts going to continue to right-click, but he is now on the run. As Nature's Prophet finds Handskin, has the charge up, uses it on a melee target, gets the kill, or helps get the kill with Tiny. Right-clicking away still to his heart's content. 3-for-1. Era, Haste Rune activated. He should be okay. Has 1,400 gold. Oh my god! Oh my god, that toss! Wow. Insane, that arm!
Wow!
Wow! Thank you, Cinderin.
Oh, the shackle does not latch to the wall.
Lord, he's gonna get another combo, taking out the Windrunner. He's stuck though. Sprout keeps him in place, and finally he gets killed.
That was actually on the edge for Vanscore. I did clip him.
Endless aggression here as Spirit Breaker is charging as well.
That was pretty good for CIS Reject, actually. They got a lot of gold on their Necro again. He stays alive. He took out the hero for a long time.
Need one bash, or do you even? Oh, one more. Oh, the Sprout, 2 OP. Cows can't see over trees. LSA
that was very nice.
Does connect. Just gonna force him out. And back to the stalemate. 12-6 for NiP.
It's possible he wouldn't have got out of that gank if he had teleport level 1, because maybe it would have been on cooldown then.
That's a great point. Thank you, Cinderin.
Alright, Guards is being charged.
Charged up, Shadow Stricken.
When you're charged, there's this circle above you with horns.
Yeah, I love that icon. It means you're about to get destroyed by a cow.
It means you're being charged.
Welcome to the noob stream, by the way. Iceberg, Windrun.
What's a charge?
Oh, gets the shackle into a double power shot, triple power shot in fact. He's going to cost with his life, though. It's 2-for-0 exchange, as we have TP support from CIS Rejects. Reaper Sight, that's the third usage of it on 3 kills, actually. It's a 3-for-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, they're staying alive.
They somehow live through the day.
Like the Bee Gees.
These references are so god-awful, they're great. That's what I love about you, Cinderin.
I am very good at being bad.
Era, 1,800 gold.
Okay.
Once he gets a Blink Dagger, this is going to be all over the place. He's going to be constantly ganking. He already is, though. As Limp and Era want to find, always want to fly.
He's really good with these sprouts. Oh, that toss, though.
Oh, my! The right click just barely enough to get the kill.
That's pretty good. That he, even though he doesn't...
I love your comment. This is pretty good.
Yeah, so he didn't deal damage with toss, but he removed the trees, and that was actually necessary to get the kill. So if you aren't aware, then Sprout creates a circle of trees around your hero, and they can be destroyed like other trees.
Yeah.
That was actually a thought I had at one point. Do you think it would be imbalanced if the trees it made could not be removed, and then you nerfed it somehow? So, like...
What would the nerf be?
Longer cooldown or shorter duration or something like that.
Wait, it could be removed in any way, like power shot, nothing?
Then it would be similar to Kinetic Field, I guess. It's part of the flair of the abilities that it interacts with terrain, I guess.
You gotta love the flair in Dota.
It would be a little boring, I guess.
Why hasn't Era picked up a Quelling Blade?
That was a really bad suggestion. Thanks for that, Suns fan.
Yep, no problem. Always me.
Yeah.
Why no Quelling Blade? I mean, he has the blink now. Yeah. For the Sprout, and obviously it's good once he gets Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, I think one of their heroes should at least have a Quelling Blade. Probably Spirit Breaker would be kind of nice on, but Well, they still have some decent counters, right? Even if they don't have vision, they have avalanche. They could vacuum away the trees. They can sonic wave and scream through it. There's plenty of.
I'm holding out hope for like
here.
a 45-minute tango as the 6th inventory slot for air on Tiny. That's my personal hope in this game. As we have a smoke by NiP, 3-man smoke that is. Gonna be debuting the Blink Dagger very shortly as Seal Kid taking a walrus punch to the face.
Oh!
Dodges some spells thanks to Nightmare.
Wait,
is he actually gonna get out? Nope, Laguna Blade is used, but maybe that's not so bad as the smoke gank is about to ensue here for NiP.
oh, here comes
Era
XMG!
Yep, shout out to XMG for sponsoring each player.
It looks like Nako and Extrafy might be in trouble, but Extrafy will get the last hit.
I don't even know who that is, by the way. What is that?
They got a double kill, so they're really good.
Nako? I don't know half these companies, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
But we're gonna continue.
The reason it's XMG playing the Queen of Pain is that it's fast and it's mobile, like a laptop.
Man, what a sellout!
Yeah, that is so
Combo
good,
on the
actually.
arts.
What a charge from Izo. Very fast refresh rate on that charge.
How am I the one being more serious than you in a cast? This is a first occurrence. I have rubbed off on you way too much, and Slacks being here does not
How do
help.
you rub
That's for
off?
sure.
We haven't cast for years.
That's true. Just hanging around me is enough.
That's a good shackle shot.
These comments, man, what has happened to you?
Well, it's...
Alright, I'm gonna be you. You be me,
Okay.
I'll be you. Okay, go ahead.
I love memes.
What a Shadow Strike.
Alright, so it looks like Hanskin will get this, a decent Nether Strike off. I don't know if they can actually finish Always Want to Fly on this occasion, though. He's kind of in a good position in the side. Goretz going on to Hanskin as well. They get... What was that exchange all in all? 2 for 3? Oh, no,
Overtime, it's a 2 for 3, yeah. But here comes Arrow with another Where the hell did that toss? What
was he tossing him on?
I don't even know.
Was he
TPing
tossing
target?
He was tossing him on Prophet, and then Prophet TP'd out, so...
There's a max range that it can go, so it ends up...
But it still flies in the direction.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that before, actually.
I've seen it. Somebody get stuck on the cliff before because of that, actually.
Dire's middle tower.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually pretty insane.
That's super rare, though.
It was the cliff by Roshan. It was just out of nowhere.
So that is the only way that interaction can work is on teleports, because Blink doesn't take you far enough. You always toss onto the blinking target, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So what's the max range? It's like 2K?
That's a great question that I don't have the answer to.
What does it say here?
It says 1300 range, but I've seen it go.
That's just the range of the toss.
No, I've seen it go farther than that, though. I've seen it go way farther.
Oh yeah. The 1300 is just the toss range where you can start the toss, but I think it can travel like 3K range or something.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. That's for sure. Well, 21 to 10 advantage for NiP. Sprout's going to be on the Yonason fan. The easy shackle inside the Sprout. Walrus punch. He's still not dead. Mech keeps him alive, but the Reaper Scythe bye-bye for 68 seconds. He goes. Here comes Era, though. Avalanche toss on the arts, and down he goes. It's a 1-for-1 to start this engagement off. Beautiful shackle shot on 2 heroes. Era's going to be the first to die in that engagement. Handskin trying to run away, blocked up by the ice shards. Gets the charge off onto Iceberg. He gets nightmared up at the last second. This is going to be 4 dead for NiP, and all they lost for CIS was Necro.
That was such a good double shackle shot that really set that up for them. And of course, NiP, they feel like they have to go on the Necrophos in these situations, else he just deals way too much damage over time and heals too much. But they had to commit all those abilities and just set up for CIS rejects to land their combos very well. What was that? A 2-man shackle shot, a 2-man light striker, was it even 3? They got double or triple snowball and everything. Very nice from them. They get the tower too. Oh, this is my least favorite Prophet build of all time,
I
actually.
love this. I love this.
I hate this item build.
It's almost always against somebody like a Skyrath Mage, right?
This
is against Tiny more than anything, I guess.
Yeah, in all fairness, it's actually good against NiP's lineup. There was a phase when every single Prophet in pub would go this build.
Yeah.
I think it was
Attack.
Bone7 that popularized it from 1 or 2 competitive games, and everyone was just buying it without understanding why it's good. And in this game, it's actually decent, so I can get behind it. If you want to get it, this is the type of game you want it in.
Well, Vanscore gonna end up dropping here from the charge / Shadow Strike of Limp. And looks like Era is going to be going even more mobility on top of that Blink Dagger. And we've seen this before, of course, with the Shadow Blade. Is there any... I haven't seen him upgraded to a Silver Edge. Is there any reason to getting that this game? To break any passives?
What can you break?
I mean,
Fiery Soul, Sadist, Heartstopper... Nah.
I think that's about it. It's not that great.
No.
Dire's structures are fortified.
You know what would be great?
What's that?
Sanjin Yasha.
I wouldn't be
Kidding, I was
surprised.
testing you.
Well, Era. I wouldn't be
loves
surprised.
the
It is
item.
Era, so you never know. But yeah, I doubt it this game. What does he go after Shadowblade? Does he just finally get the Aghanim Scepter, or does he go even something more crazy?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Aghanim is like the
He has
safest
to be a
choice.
carry this game. He was even drafted into position 1, which is why I'm a little bit surprised Shadowblade is nice. That's not the issue, but usually you would see in a game like this where Tiny has to play this role that he would maybe go for an Ags earlier in his build than other times.
Do you miss Necro? In general,
As being like a big pick?
when
It's like 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe even more.
what 3 or 4 years ago?
Has Necro been a big pick in Dota 2 ever?
Like maybe 8 months ago, or close to a year ago. It was before the patch that introduced Glimmer Cape. He was, I mean, I'm not saying every game he was picked, but he was decently common. Like we saw a lot on Kuro when he was on Secret.
Big pick, I'm thinking he gets picked or banned almost every game.
Oh, okay. No.
I can't remember that being the case ever in Dota 2. Maybe once.
Okay, just him being played on a semi-consistent
Yeah.
basis.
I think it's a cool hero to watch. I think he's very entertaining. I'm not a big fan of the Ags version of his ult. I feel like it's too game-breaking.
This has been well documented, of course.
Yeah.
Your hatred towards that. Well, I kind of agree to a certain extent, of course. As this mid tower for NiP is going to be taken out, Charge is going to somehow connect the Iceberg, just happened to be in the pathway, and down he goes. Nice little side kill there for NiP.
And I was going to say, I think CIS rejects... Oh, wait a second. Oh,
No, that's
a
not
good
gonna be
mech
enough.
usage.
Mech at the last second. Are they going to actually go on a Arts?
Oh, they got
Limp.
Grip, too. He's no one in even close range to try to help him here.
And that's 2 for nothing. They might just continue on to push this tier 2 mid, although they're going to go into the enemy jungle looking for another kill. But Gortz is going to get out in time.
And I was just about to say that I feel like CIS have actually done a very good job at coming back into this game after a terrible early game. They did take a couple of good fights, and looking at the graphs, they were never really very far behind. As a matter of fact, they were ahead. Oh, that was very early in the game. Then they started losing out.
I thought they were trolling,
2 good fights.
honestly, at the beginning, because of the cliffing Nature's Prophet. Is Gortz going to be caught from the Orchid? He is stuck in mid-air and dies there, apparently. That is not good. That's got to hurt.
I mean, there's no logical reason why he would cliff jungle instead of jungling in his own woods with Treants, I would say, in this game. If you cliff jungle, it's an act of desperation because you can't farm your own woods, but NiP weren't invading at all. So that to me looked like they were just clowning around a little bit, but they've picked up a nice teleport here.
He got one attack off by the Ancients, then teleported to the other side of the map and got the second attack.
Yep.
Quite convenient.
But it
That
looks
blade
like
mail really working out well. He wouldn't have gotten that without it.
even if they're obviously have nothing to win here, CIS rejects, they drafted something unorthodox, and they were looking a little bit clowny in the start, but it looks like they're actually putting up a fight and not just messing around. So they've done a pretty admirable job with their draft that, in my opinion, should, after the start, just have been in really big trouble against NiP. It's still a close game.
Yep. Well, Era pop Shadowblade, gonna pick up the regen in all likelihood. But it doesn't. Oh, he could be going for the Ag still. Typically, you see the point booster first. It could be a BKB. How's BKB this game? It's good against Reaper Scythe. Laguna Blade obviously gets Aghanim Scepter, not that great. I mean, you can stop the Shackle Shot, you can stop Tusk Snowball. Would you actually get BKB this early as Tiny? I feel like you still go Ags, and then you can get a BKB a little bit later. Plus, you don't get, if you get BKB, you don't get hit by the blade mail of Nature's Prophet. Hard counter to the blade mail.
That's kind of nice. I think... Oh, that's a very early Ags. It's a great item, obviously, just taking a hero out of the game. I think he needs to get Ags on Era. I don't feel like they're gonna be able to farm enough to take this very well into the mid-late game. The problem is they're ahead 26-14, and it's really deceptive because they're leading the game is minimal, and they might think they're far ahead.
Gets shot off again, stuck in midair. This is lag, if nothing else. Reaper Scythe finishes him off. 75 seconds on the deck. Cannot buy back. Not that he would.
That is Roche, potentially. That's what's so strong about this Ags upgrade. You just know when you get that kill that you have a 5-1-4.
Yep.
They can lose a Roche fight, of course, to a good Vacuum and Sonic Wave combination, or even just Vac Wall on the cliff.
Oh. Era being scouted out.
Shadowblade?
Little Shadowblade away.
Oh, now they dusted.
Yeah,
I
that
heard
was
the
too
dust
late.
sound.
Yep. A tad too late there, but Nature's Prophet. I believe, is he working on the Necro?
Yes.
Yeah, looks like he is. That's going to be good against the Shadowblade of Tiny, obviously, and
Split push.
Split push for the win. Okay, it is going to be an Ags. Unless he's just collecting these items at random, but you never know with Era. But
BKB 4 staff simultaneously.
4 staff's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Actually, I think last time was it him that was playing. He got 4 staff as well before the Ags.
I think that was
like
Bambo.
ultra mobility. Oh
right?
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But it was a different type of game. It's also not a position 1 tiny. Bambo was playing position 3, I think, in that game.
I think he was 2.
Was he 2?
Wasn't he? Didn't they play in mid that? Actually, I can't remember. Either way.
Oh yeah, they played IO tiny. He was mid. Yeah, I think you're right.
The frozen sigil being used on Roche.
And stay forever.
Well, they're still going to get it because nobody's even close for NiP. Goretz is going to come out with a helping hand. Nature's Prophet as well.
He helped Roshan more than his team so far. He rolled in to get slammed. Yeah, there we go.
Just wanted to give a proper hello to good old Roshan.
Necrophos is one of the best heroes in the game to give Aegis to, so they take it on Windranger. Why?
Well,
so the reason it's so good on Necro is that killing this hero off in the first place can get difficult in the mid-late game, and he deals so much damage over time. So in an extended fight, having the Aegis on him, forcing the enemy to use big cooldowns, and then having to fight after, just the damage from Heartstop Aura, how much he benefits from getting the mana back as well, that component, if he dies late in the fight, he can really use his mana pool very well. So I like the Aegis on that hero a lot when he is the one too.
Oh boy, Sealka getting caught out with the Shackler shot, but Windrunner knows that she's being charged. Ends up getting out of dodge. Another courier, because they had a point booster on it. In the base, always want to fly, takes it out. That's going to delay. I believe that was part of the Ags for Tiny. Almost has enough too. He only needs 100 gold to finish it, but can't do so until the courier's back.
The last time he killed the courier, it also had that point booster.
What?
The last time he killed the courier, it also had that. When he you remember when he teleported twice?
Yeah, yeah.
It had
it had the point booster then
it had a worth of 1,200 when he killed it again.
That poor point booster will never see the light of day.
It's actually been out of the game for like, what was that, 4 minutes now? Arrow would have had it.
That's truly
it's delaying his full Ags, because I think he has the money for it now.
Yeah, now he does. So it's going to be about 3 minutes till he can get the Ags, but...
he can, of course, choose to buy a new one. If he loses the courier again, I think he's going to buy one. Let's buy another one on his hero.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised with that. Goretz TPing out of trouble here at bot lane. Who do you like late game? I mean, Necro is one of those heroes that's just super difficult to play against, especially if he ends up going like Refresher, and then what else would he go? I guess so. He has Ags. He would go Refresher, Octarine Core would be pretty standard. I think it'd be too late to go anything like Blood. So maybe he wants to go a little bit mobility with a Blink Dagger at some point. But having 2 heroes deleted, even if you're behind, you could just win the game outright just from that. And I think BKB has to be picked up at some point for Era. Probably after the Ags.
Yeah, they're gonna need BKBs on the Radiant. How much mana does Necro have right now in his arsenal? So 1,600 is, I think Reaper Scythe level 3 costs 500. So that's, with Refresher, comboing just those 2 is almost 1,400.
Well,
so
keep in mind, if you're gonna be getting a kill with it with Sadist level 4, you're gonna get a hell of a lot of
mana
mana
back. You get mana
anyway.
back very fast. You have 16 1 charges. Obviously, you might not have that at that point. But still, there are definitely... I don't think it's out of the question that he gets Refresher right now. If he doesn't, I think for me it's between Hex and a BKB for himself, maybe. There's a lot of magic damage on the Radiant still that he could have.
I mean, there are a couple things that go through, but I mean, obviously Fiend's Grip. I believe Mana Drain goes through BKB as well. The Mana Drain from the Fiend's Grip, and of course Spirit Breaker's Nether Strike goes through completely.
But as long as he doesn't get burst down by magic damage, they can save him with Snowball, and then play from there.
True. That's a good point.
I think BKB is a very nice choice. That would probably be my go-to here, and then into Refresher, because his mana pool is big enough since he went for Atos. That's a nice part about that item is it's one of the most cost-effective items in the game for the stats it gives compared to what it costs. Its active is just very often very underwhelming in competitive Dota since it doesn't work on BKB. A lot of the time you play against heroes who have Blink Dagger, then the slow doesn't really matter that much. You can't use it to catch.
If it went through BKB, would it be picked up every game? Is that like too much?
It would be picked up a lot more.
Do you think it would be overpowered?
Yes. I think so.
Alright.
Then it would be really sick against a lot of these BKB melee heroes, at least. I think it would change the meta so much that melee BKB heroes would be picked up very little. It's an incredible kiting item then.
We have a 4-man smoke here from CIS Rejects. Goretz leading the way. Of course, they have the Aegis on the Windrunner. She almost has Ags. Only 1 component away. Won't be too long for that. Yeah, Ags finally finished on air. The Courier respawned. and he's praising good Lord Gaben for that. Steel Kid's gonna run into Tusk, gets the Nightmare off, but the Shackle Shot will find him, and down he goes to the Reaper's Scythe. Aghanim Scepter deleted.
70 seconds. I'm wondering if they should have done that. It's great deleting a hero from the game, but it was Bane, and well, it's on any occasion you should probably just do that, more or less. It's again 5-on-4 and they push tower, so that lags.
Yeah, it looks like it's lagging a decent amount, just spikes every now and then.
Hopefully that doesn't carry over into the second phase of the playoffs here. But those will take place tomorrow. I believe they're starting for every region, correct?
I believe so, yes.
So hopefully it gets fixed for that. But if it's not just a European server problem, then of course there's also the American qualifiers in China later. I do think it's just the Europe servers that are having a little bit of a hiccup though. Man, CIS rejects in this game are really...
They look pretty good.
I thought this game would be over now, to be completely honest. And they're 10 kills behind, but it's a 3k gold advantage for NiP, and I don't think that is remotely significant right now. It's just the flow of the game is really favoring CIS. They've taken more towers than NiP in the last 10 minutes. I think they're actually even on towers in total, the two teams now. 2 tier 2s remaining for both. And in addition to that, just better map control, it seems.
And we have a 5-man smoke from NiP. Charge leading the way is Handskin.
He's going to get too far ahead of his teammates at this rate.
Is he going to bash these creeps?
To cancel
not quite.
He was charging the Wind Ranger. I think she still has the Aegis as well.
Oh, they're going to run into Always Want to Fly. Smoke breaks. They know he's there. He gets Orchided up. He's going to pop his blade now. Is he going to save his life? BKB pop by Limp. Charge is going to cancel the TP, and Always Want to Fly is going to drop to the deck. Meanwhile, Walrus Punch coming out. Arts gets off his ultimate, but it's on Handskin. Is that the important target? I'm not sure. 80 seconds, he is gone. Necro costs his life in the meantime. 2-for-1 exchange, make it 3, as Tusk gets destroyed by Queen of Pain. Vanscore on the run. Ion Shell doing okay. That wall was unfortunate. Will it matter is the question, and is no.
Great Caster's Curse. CIS rejects are doing great.
I was gonna say, I thought that was an Octarine core on Darkseer. I thought I saw the animation, but like that's second item. Second item Octarine.
I love that item on the hero, but generally I would say you get it after you have 1 or 2 active items, so you can lower the cooldown, say a Blink and a Force Staff, or on your Greaves, or he has the Mech and Soul Ring that still benefit from it, but it's not that great.
Yep, we're gonna have a buyback.
He just wanted the tankiness, I think. It's obviously great health.
Buyback is saved on Necro. He had it available, did not want to use it.
Did Windrunner end up using her Aegis, or does it expire now? Because
it's gone one way or another. I don't think she used it, so I
can't remember her losing it. So yeah.
Of course, we talk about how CIS rejects have this Necro, this Necro factor where he can delete heroes off the map. But at the same time, if NiP wins a fight and there may not be full buybacks on CIS rejects, Tiny's just going to destroy your Rex in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And I mean, once you get something like an Assault Cuirass, actually, is he going for BKB first here on Tiny?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be BKB first, and I assume Assault after that.
Yeah, they need some sort of attack speed. He can choose to go prioritize Moonshard over it if he feels like he really needs attack speed, since there's no IO and... what is this?
Did he place that ward? Yeah, he warded it at
TP
least.
to ward, that's decent.
Man, Darkseer looks crazy with Octarine.
Yeah.
This is going to end up breaking the game at some point, right? Like, imagine this 60 minutes in with Octarine and Darkseer.
Alright, so I said they weren't clowning around, but now they're all chatting that Prophet's on the cliff when he's not. I don't know. I don't think NiP appreciate this very much.
Did they not respond?
No.
Yeah, they're taking this super serial, as they should. Because number 1 may be
It wasn't that
good
of a joke, so I don't know if I would have responded. Oh, yeah, that's
a long-range Nether Blast, or Nether Strike, I should say. His Iceberg takes an Orchid. He's gonna probably drop to the Soulburn. Indeed, he does. BKB pop by Limp. Arts doesn't really want to stick around here, does he? Era just destroying that poor Tusk. It's a 2-0 at the start of this fight, and a Sonic Wave is going to ensure that this fight is going to go NiP's way. Last on the list is Vanscore. He's trying to run away, but will not be so lucky. That's a full team wipe in favor of NiP, and this might just be Rax mid.
Alright, this went all kinds of wrong.
Ever since you started complimenting CIS rejects, they have just fallen apart, consider
They're losing at least 1 lane here. Even though Tiny doesn't have an attack speed item, I think they're still... Well, he does have the Shadow Blade and Treads. It's something. Prophet will buy back, but he's the only one with it, and NiP are not going to be phased by this whatsoever.
Yep, they're going to go for the mid racks. They could go for Roche right after, or maybe even focus on a second racks or at least a tier 3 tower. See how safe they play it. Now they're going to head towards top and do a little bit of damage.
Yeah, they have a pretty good feeling about this, obviously.
I mean, they have 20 seconds with Necker on the deck, so I think they can take this as well. Really? Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
It's great on that hero, so I don't blame them, but mostly you would put it on the Tiny.
Well, the partial initiation from CIS rejects. Not going to do
partial
response. Walrus punch on Hanskin. Wants to get off his ult, but the Necro unit just completely depletes his mana. And away NiP goes. Nice avalanche, hitting 0 people. Euronymous fan is going to get stuck inside the ice shards. Gets off the wall. Only gets 1 illusion out of it.
Why are you saying that like Loom is?
I cannot pronounce. Is Euronymous fan?
Yeah, close enough.
When it's in the heat of the battle, I just completely screwed up. Maybe I just call him by the sponsor name. Is Van Score?
Why do you read Jonas as Johannes?
Johannes?
Isn't that what you said? Johannes fan?
I think I've pronounced it like 5 different ways. To be perfectly honest, it's about when fast. I just have trouble with that.
You could just call him Jonas. You know, that's.
Well, that's just a typical American thing to do. I want to try. You know?
Okay, then you call him Jonas some Fawn.
Jonas some Fawn. Knuckle.
Jonas some Fawn.
Is that? I don't even know. Is that Nako?
Huh?
How do you say Nako? Is that Nako? The end of his name?
Nako? I have no idea.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Either way, that is. I believe they got the melee rack.
You know what it means, though, right? Some Fawn.
What?
Some Fawn.
I've heard this before.
Part of his nickname.
No, I've heard this before though. I can't remember. Neither can you.
What's the best translation for it? I think the official the best translation I've read was Jonas as fuck. You know, like really Jonas. I'm so Jonas.
You're so Jonas. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Pretty
Iceberg
much.
getting charged up. He's going to take the Avatos combination, and he goes bye-bye as well. Doesn't have a buyback. Goretz gets off the Tusk Snowball, but not going to do a whole lot as Sonic Wave coming into play. Arts gets destroyed. That's 2 for nothing. And CS Reject is going back to the fountain. Goret's going to get slapped 1 more time by Era. And this looks to be GG in the making. NiP's going to take game 1.
Over.
Triple kill for Era. So what does this mean exactly? I guess the analysts can go over this since we don't have the full information right now, depending on what other games are going on right now.
It means...
I know if they get 2-0, it's over. If they get first place. Yeah. That's for sure.
I
don't know
remember
about
off the
1.
top of my head. So if they draw now, and Monkey Business wins 2-0, there's a tie for first place.
Yeah.
That's the only possible outcome now, obviously, if they don't win. So the 0-2 is not a possibility. So they're guaranteed at least a tie for first now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure Slacks can tell you a lot more about that in a moment.
Yeah, Slack's going to have to do his research in between. What did you think of this game overall? Obviously started out quite clowny, then it got a little bit serious, as did our casting. And then it got...
We just followed the